So malware attacks are up, ransomware payments are down, spending on cybersecurity is up. Like, where does this all play out? Let's talk about it. Today's not so critical update. So I don't know if this story is even relevant. I think it's just kind of a jumping off point for us to talk, which is pretty much every story this week. So hope you've been enjoying that. But I came across two articles that seemed a little bit related. One is about the upswing in ransomware attacks and how it's only going to get worse. The other is about which industries are most susceptible to ransomware, which I am surprised is not a bleeping computer article from what we've seen in their history. Shots fired. But it caused some controversy on the panel, so let's go.
Well,
am I being unfair, Peter? Taking shots?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Sorry, bleeping computer. We have done
articles that we bleeping computer?
What?
Oh, no. What?
Oh, yeah, extremely fair.
Unfair at taking shots of what? Sorry.
Bleeping computer.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying. I thought you were taking...
At our friends at Bleeping Computer.
Yeah.
No. The mixed bag of news online.
Mixed bag.
The surprisingly popular... Anyway, I like some guys there. Lawrence Abrams is good, but it's a bit kind of... I mean, even the name Bleeping Computer, right? It's a kind of college project. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the College Humor or like the BuzzFeed of names. Like, you know, I'm trying to think of, it's like you want to appeal to people, but at the same time you want to make the technical people feel like you're the dumb kid in the class, you know?
Yeah. They seem to
not a fan.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of a fan. I trust them for some reason. I don't know why.
We get articles
from amnesia effect.
Just inherently, I just believe everything they write.
What's that called?
But at the same time, I feel like I know more.
Gilman effect.
Right. So should we talk about ransomware for a minute? Just to kind of...
Should we?
Well, Peter,
are we recording
ransomware
this? What's going on?
Up.
Ransomware up.
Ransomware up. Payments down.
Up.
Spending up.
Payments down. Okay.
News at 11. Okay.
News at 11, exactly. Story. Follow up at 11.
Yeah.
No, it's the article, the last article that Mike just showed, where it was like, these are the industries, you know, and every other week, I feel like we find something like this, and it's just too easy not to bring it up and shit on it a little bit. Where it's like, you know, at the top, and I don't know if these are supposed to be in order, but it's like, government, you know, government. Yeah, it's like fucking obviously governments are the biggest target. Like, what do you mean? Also,
the best
services, like, no. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just reading it out. Utilities, like, it's too good. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
The best part of this list is that they introduce it with the caveat that once again, the vast majority go unreported. So this is a completely meaningless list.
No, so like you've basically told us that your stats here are just it's not even something you can consider because
to this non-representative sample. Here are the results.
Right, exactly. The sample. Yeah, that's
hey, listen, the statistics are bullshit. But hey, here's some stats.
Here they are.
Yeah, exactly. Our stats are not good. Here they are. Yeah, take some.
I guess so. The reason I brought it up is just because, like, it feels like it's all conflicting, right? Like, is the problem getting worse, or is the problem?
Wait. Let me just 1 second, right? So we had just spent 2 or 3 minutes shitting on the article, saying about how useless it is, how unreliable it is, how the stats are meaningless, how they even introduce it like this, ho 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 ho, and then you're like, yeah, but.
No, not about this article.
We should talk about this.
No. What I said about the article is just that it made me think about something else, right? Some legitimate point that I want to make. Which is really how I see the world. Just everything around me is a jumping off point for something that I want to talk about. Is that not normal? No?
Okay.
Just me.
We are moons and planets and you are a son, Mike.
Oh, no. However, I'll proceed.
Yeah.
Like, what's the reality of the current cybersecurity landscape, right? Is it getting worse? Is it getting better? Like, what are we actually dealing with here?
I don't think it's that black and white. I think, okay, you know what? Maybe it is. I think it's getting better. It is.
You think it's getting better?
And a good example, I'll tell you why. I think a good example of why cybersecurity is because positive news don't sell traditionally.
Yeah.
So what we're going to see is the bad news. And it's not going to be about this guy, who's in a similar position to myself, who's like, I thwarted an attack. Yay me. We're going to write an article about that. We're going to write an article about the guy who didn't thwart an attack and lost $45,000 for $800 worth of Monero. That's what we're going to write an article about.
We'll get the puff piece. We'll get every Friday afternoon or Slow News Day. We'll get the lost cat stuck in the tree, saved by firemen. But the rest of it is going to be doom and gloom because that's what sells.
Yeah. So I think cybersecurity budgets are up. That is, I guess, according to NASDAQ, that's a thing. I don't know how much I can trust them after telling us that their own stats are invalid. That's fine. We're going to go with it and just flow. And budgets are up, money spending on cybersecurity. Even the government, Biden, throwing more money at cybersecurity. This is great. This is exactly what we've been waiting for, right? Is some recognition.
A couple of points, if I may. So first thing, right? Is this raw numbers or does this account for inflation? Is this like a percentage of overall budget is now more of it is allocated towards cybersecurity?
No idea. NASDAQ wrote it. I'm just
right. Exactly. Second thing, if all these things are up and all these things are super important, cybersecurity is important. What is going down? What isn't having money spent on it? And is there like a tiny industry somewhere that's just going, why are they spending money on us? Like, I don't know, the catering industry or something.
I imagine probably the finance industry.
Presumably, money that's being spent on IT is money that's not being sent to hackers.
No.
Like the hackers are drawing money out of the system.
That's a good way of looking at it for sure. If you spend $50,000 extra on IT and security, you might not have to spend $500,000 extra on paying the ransom.
Right. So that if it was cheaper for the companies to just pay the ransoms, then they would do that.
Sure. Yeah. And you know what? That's how it used to be. Back in the day, these guys weren't sophisticated enough. They ransomwared indiscriminately and they asked for like $600 because they weren't sophisticated to the point of being like, holy shit, we just broke. We just pawned.
Whatever.
I don't know who.
The overall cost of IT is going up, right? That's sort of my point.
No. Well, that's too.
If I have $100 and I spend $5 on security and pay ransomware authors, ransomware gangs $20, that's 25% of my budget. And then a couple of years later, I spend 20% on cybersecurity, and then my ransomware goes down. But like overall, it's more going towards. I don't know. I'm not explaining this very well.
Well, so it's wherever that balance is, right? The ransomware blackmailers, whatever, are extracting value from the system. They are taking money out of the system. Somebody's paying for that. The businesses are paying for that. When it becomes more expensive for the businesses to pay that than to solve the problem, then they solve the problem, right? So yes, if they're paying right now a total of 25% between IT and ransom, but they can spend 20% on IT and not pay that extra 5% to ransom, now it's better for them to spend that money on IT. What we're trying to find in the economy right now is where's that balance?
Yeah, fair enough. All right, okay. Back to the article, though. I do want to mention one point, which is that the whole article is basically a repackaged press release where all it does is quote through it about from a single source, I think, basically. It's horrible.
I can't believe NASDAQ would do that. Is it sponsored? It's probably even a sponsored article.
It probably even says, promotional information or something in it. I hate these kind of articles.
Same.
Well,
Fun to shit on.
I
Yeah, that's true.
apologize for trying to make a serious segment out of this. I apologize for being a
Emotep one,
solipsistic
though?
narcissist. What else do we have to talk about? Are we moving on now?
I guess let's move on. Yeah.